This episode of the DisCast was recorded on December 3rd, 2014, at discast.us/live. Tune in Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern to watch the show, or watch recorded episodes on YouTube and iTunes. Follow us on Twitter at DisCastShow, tune into the trivia contest, and more. If you're feeling generous, please throw us a donation on our PayPal or our Patreon to get cool prizes. It would really help us a lot. Thank you, and enjoy the DisCast. Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténgase alejado de las puertas. To our new listeners, we welcome you aboard our podcast Highway in the Sky, and hope you've enjoyed the past week. For those of you standing, please hold on to your headphones at all times, and stand clear of the doors. For the comfort of others, no trolling please. Thank you, and enjoy the DisCast. Hey, what is up guys, it is Ryan, and welcome to the DisCast. Today is Wednesday, December 3rd, 2014, and shortly after 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm here today with Darren and Spectra Radio. Both of you guys say hi.
Hey.
Hey, what's up?
Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is, so we can see both of your beautiful faces at the same time, is make some new screen regions. So, let's
while you're doing that, I just want to explain to everybody what's going on.
Let's go.
So the intention was just going to be Jeremy and I, but Ryan, whatever he was doing today, it ran a lot shorter than both of us had expected, so unprepared kind of today.
Unprepared kind of today. So if today seems a little, less discasty, less organized than usual, then you can blame my school for having their concert run differently today. And it was much faster. I was out much quicker than I usually am.
You know what's going to throw me off more than your school concert and whatever?
What?
Jeremy not wearing a Spectra Radio shirt.
Oh, Jeremy.
I haven't done laundry since my last trip to Disney World, so it's sitting in the hamper.
Step
there
up.
You go.
This was last minute though, so you are excused.
It was
That's
pretty
true.
last minute.
I was not prepared.
Yeah.
And what I did, I had to do all my show prep for the last hour since I got home. So.
Oh, there you go.
Wow.
All right. Well,
More
we
show
have.
prep than me. You know what's funny is Ryan told me a week ago. You told me that that you weren't going to be here this week.
And so you did all the prep an hour before.
Well, Jeremy didn't find out till today.
Well, that's true.
I didn't tell anybody till Jeremy found out.
There you go. So, yes.
I was at a beer garden in Manhattan about 2 hours ago when I got the call.
Ooh. Oh, really?
I rushed home.
And by got the call, you mean got the Twitter direct message.
Twitter message.
Yes.
We have like a red phone that goes right to him.
Yeah, we do.
It's like right on my desk over here.
Exactly.
Sorry, I gotta go.
Yes. So we're all here. I'm wearing a suit still because I was at the concert. We got a pretty nice turnout for tonight. I feel like whenever we're the least prepared is always when we get the most viewers.
People like spontaneity, right?
I guess.
Like, you run it too structured.
Okay, I'm sorry. Nazi Germany over here.
My plan of running the show today was just going to be rummaging through various news sites and just kind of picking and choosing what I think is a good headline and having discussion about that. So that's how today would have been run.
We'll still do that. We can still do that. It's going to be a good time.
There's interesting headlines out there to discuss this week, so I think we've
not many, but interesting ones.
Yeah.
So it's definitely good.
So DisCast trivia. Do you have a trivia question, Ryan, or you want me to say it?
Oh, you have a trivia question. You have a trivia question?
No.
Oh, okay. I didn't think so. So I got
Where did Spectra say he was 2 hours ago? That is our question.
No. Okay. Here's the deal, guys. I don't have a trivia question for you guys this week, so we're just going to repeat the question from last week, and that way you guys have another chance, I guess, to enter the trivia question if you did not last week. So anyway, the question we asked you guys last week was, what is the name of the lake near Beach and Yacht Club? And if you think you know the answer, head on over to Twitter, tag us at DisCastShow with the hashtag DisCastTrivia. And we will pick that next week, and we'll also have a new question for you guys next week. So there you go. That's how we're going to do this. There you go. I think that worked out well.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
It's one of the more difficult questions if you don't know what you're doing.
If you don't know what you're doing. If you just like Googling things, you might not be able to do that. Because it's not like I said, where is this lake located, right? So yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Do a little bit of research for it.
Yes.
Give everybody 2 weeks for it.
Yes, that's how difficult it is. All right, so I guess we're gonna move on to news now.
Yeah.
Which is more of just our discussion for the night. So Darren, do you want to start off with something?
Oh, of course.
All right, go ahead.
The Star Wars.
That's a perfect place to start.
I love it. Man.
Everyone in chat, tell us if you saw the Star Wars trailer, and tell us if you saw it on the day it came out, the day after Thanksgiving, Friday.
Did you guys see it the day it came out?
Yes.
Yeah, I did.
It's same. It's amazing. I watched it, then I watched it like 4 more
I'm
times.
so pumped for this movie.
I haven't been a religious Star Wars follower. Honestly, the only movie I've seen start to finish is Episode 3.
Really?
That is the only one I've seen start to finish. I've seen bits and pieces of the other ones, so I could tell the general story of all the films, but I've never sat down and seen each one straightforward through, and I think I'm going to do that with this one.
I've never seen a Star Wars film. Not
Really?
even one minute of a Star Wars film.
And yet you saw the trailer the day it came out.
I saw the trailer. The thing that surprised me with the most was when I saw the date that this movie is in theaters. Like, this is a whole entire year away.
Yeah, and the funny thing is...
And we've also known about that date for about a year. So
yeah, all the filming is totally done. It's like, now they're just working on effects and setting everything up to go out.
And with the movie like Star Wars, that's a lot of work.
It's a lot of time.
Star Wars has always been a forerunner in the special effects field, so... So anything, I mean, obviously, so you two aren't huge Star Wars fans, so you might not have seen things that have actually, like, popped out at you and, like, the analysis and kinds of things.
Through Craig, I have...
Oh, okay, so Craig told you stuff.
I've seen bits and pieces, and I've kind of pieced things together. The first of all, it's a teaser trailer, so it's not designed to show much of anything, but what it does show, it says a lot about the way that the film is going to be presented. A lot of people were doubting the way J.J. Abrams was going to have the film made, and everybody was doubting the cinematic style it was going to be presented in. And from what I saw of the teaser trailer and what pretty much everybody else saw, it's going to be a good film.
Yes, definitely.
So,
the
Millennium Falcon scene, that was...
Yes. Now, I'm going to bring up, there's a huge point of controversy, what I saw at least, I don't know about you guys. Everyone was kind of like, like ripping over the fact that the lightsaber, the Sith lightsaber shown in the trailer had the weird things coming out of the side. I don't know how you want to... And they're like, what doesn't work as a... That doesn't work as a lightsaber. You'd cut your hands off or whatever. Let me defend it.
It's like that, and then...
Stephen Colbert came out with a huge defense of that today.
Yes,
Did he?
I watched
Really?
that today, actually.
Okay, tell me... I did not watch it. Tell me if any of the points that I say have something to do with that. So anyway, if you look at that lightsaber, you'll notice that it kind of looks like more of a flame than an actual, like, lightsaber. Usually lightsabers look like a solid thing of light, and, and energy and stuff. But this, it looked more like a flame, looked more like a blowtorch coming out than an actual lightsaber. And to me, that made it seem like, also the design of the lightsaber is much different than other lightsabers we've seen, especially in that kind of an era. And what I think that means is this dude who made it doesn't really know how to make a lightsaber. He's some kind of, like, novice Sith dude who's just, like, there. He doesn't really know what he's doing yet. So I think that's kind of like a prototype kind of thing, and that's why it's not what we're used to.
I've never heard it presented like that. Everybody was saying that, you know how in swords, especially older swords, around the medieval era, they had things that would cover your hand, so if somebody went like that, they couldn't cut your hand off.
Okay.
And people were saying that's what it could be. And Stephen Colbert was just saying it's a 3-sided lightsaber.
Oh, so it's just a joke. I guess, what else do you expect from Stephen Colbert? But, yeah.
Nice presidential campaign.
Of course, yes, Stephen Colbert 2016. Yeah, I think that's what's up with the lightsaber. Maybe it's elements of both. I don't know. To me, it didn't really seem like a fully fledged lightsaber. It seemed more like a blowtorch.
Now that you mention that makes a lot more sense, because it's not, it doesn't look like lightsabers on the side. Like, it doesn't have that property. It looks like a flame. So, I totally see that.
Yeah, and I saw some other people who had the same feelings as I did too. Scrolling through Twitter, because that's where I get most of my... Whenever I get the sense of the general opinion of something, that's really just Twitter users. So, yeah.
You know what it is too? There's not a lot of time that is being
Craig's
shown.
on your side, Darren.
And
about the
what?
handguards. Craig's on your side about the handguards.
Yeah, he was one of the people that told me about it.
Okay.
I first learned about it through Ricky Brigante, and then Craig went and told me. But we don't know a lot about it. The movie is nowhere near being out.
Right.
And everything right now is speculation, and the fact that people are getting so angry about just speculation and, they don't know what they're doing, and they messed this up, and this is being used for the, like, how does anybody know?
I gotcha. Of
Yeah,
course.
no one has a clue. I have a question, because obviously that lightsaber is an after effect. They didn't shoot a real lightsaber.
Yes.
So they've got a year of post-production ahead of them. Do you think that there's a chance that maybe it won't look like that in the movie, or that's what we're getting?
No, I don't think they would put any kind of half-finished thing into a teaser trailer. I think that's actually what it is.
That's the whole point of designing a teaser trailer, is you finish up a few shots and you put those in.
And ones that sometimes I like the teaser trailers that actually do tease things and actually give things for the the frame by frame breakdown guys to kind of do, and they kind of do that kind of stuff. In my mind, that's what makes a good teaser trailer. And I think if you're a production company, you're not gonna stick anything in that's not actually finished yet, because you want to show everyone what's going to be the finished product.
Well, that the
a small
first
version.
Star Wars, the only trailer that ever came out for it was the teaser trailer, and that was shown in movie theaters one day, and that was the only trailer.
That's all it needed.
Yeah.
There was so much hype over that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't need anything.
Like, there was no other
Also, I don't
3-minute
think
trailer that ever came out.
Also, trailers for media have evolved so much, especially with like commercials on television and things like that, and then also we have the advent of YouTube and pre-roll ads and things like that, and there's advertisements all over the internet. Trailers were not this big when Star Wars started. Trailers just simply did not cover the extent that they do now. I don't think companies in general put as much effort and as much money into creating their trailers.
To put it in perspective of how big a teaser trailer was in the 70s, right?
Right.
That's when Star Wars 1 came out.
Because they were rarer. Like, you don't have companies like Ubisoft putting out an Assassin's Creed trailer every day of the week for like 10 months before the game comes out.
Yeah,
That wasn't
but
a thing.
it was people would go to the movies just to see that trailer play in every single movie theater. It showed once, and it played at the exact same time at every single movie theater. And people went to the movie theater specifically for that. Like, people camped out for days. That's how big it was.
Yeah.
And, history repeat itself. This trailer is big.
It is definitely. And initially we thought it was only going to be at certain theaters across the nation and things like that. And then the day before, oh, never mind, we're also going to put it on iTunes. And everyone's like, thank God. So
it would have been as popular. I feel like there would have been more hype if it was only at the theaters, but it would have been equally as popular.
Right. Yeah. Well, I think this way you reach a greater audience and you actually generate more hype.
Well, you know what it is? Somebody would have recorded it with their phone, somebody would have put it up on YouTube, and then
Very true.
it's like, people can't see it in the quality that people want to see it in.
Right.
So.
I think that was the logic that they went through in, releasing it on the internet as well. Like, people are gonna see it anyway. We might as well show it to them in the highest quality possible.
Yeah. I've been holding out on a lot of the movie news because I want it to, remain a surprise. I want to, go to the movie theater and enjoy what I'm seeing, not being like, oh, I saw this in the trailer. This guy's gonna get shot in 2 seconds or whatever.
Right.
And this trailer was exactly that.
Yeah, there was no real plot exposed in the trailer, which is a good thing. I like that. A good trailer shows me what's cool about the movie without spoiling any of the plot. And I am very, very hyped for this movie. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Also can't wait for Battlefield.
Final thoughts, guys?
I'm very hyped. The hype is real. That's what I
Yeah.
get. Jeremy, anything else to add?
Yeah, no, I
right.
don't really care about Star Wars.
The hype is real. Don't let Craig hear you say that.
I'm way more hyped about Jurassic World, even though that's
Yes.
Okay.
That was another trailer.
I haven't seen a Jurassic Park movie from start to finish.
I've only seen the first one start to finish.
There you go.
Jurassic World, though. Ryan, did you see the trailer?
Yeah, we talked a little bit about the trailer. The conclusion of last week or 2 weeks ago, something like that.
Yeah. Probably last week, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was last week. And
it's great.
yes, that is something for all theme park fans, I think, especially us. So I think we'll definitely get a kick out of the movie.
Speaking of Star Wars and theme parks, just today, the Star Wars weekend's dates for next year have been announced for Hollywood Studios.
Yes, they have.
Yeah.
Tell us those dates, Darren.
Okay, so we got May 15th through 17th, May 22nd through 24th, May 29th through 31st, June 5th through 7th, and then June 12th through 14th.
Yep, there you go.
Those are the Star Wars Weekend return dates for 2015. We don't know anything else about it because of the expected construction to go on.
Oh,
Studios.
I did not even think about that for a second. Yeah, obviously, if this alleged construction is going to be going on at the studios, we might see some changes.
Up some things.
Yeah.
I was on theme park tours today, and since we're talking about Star Wars and stuff, they had a post up from somebody who used to work at Star Tours.
Right.
And this is something I didn't know that they used to do. Before Jedi Training Academy was there, they used to have Darth Vader and like clone troopers and stuff walk around the Star Tours ride and like just mess with people. I had no idea that was a thing.
They do that in
I know that
Tomorrowland of Disneyland. That's a big thing.
Yeah, but it's not as big as it was.
Okay,
so I just thought that was cool, and that was like one of the highlights the person had because one of the I guess it might have been Darth Vader kept messing with her or something, and she made it a whole big talking point in her article.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
you mean just during when they're like waiting in the queue? There's those characters.
Yeah,
Is that
they
what
would
you're
like just walk around on the queue.
Oh, I feel like they still do that at WDW. That happened to me like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Oh, they do,
Yeah.
apparently.
Who are the guys that dressed in white? Like the
The
white.
stormtroopers?
Yeah. We were right at the entrance in the line, and like 3 of them came out and like messed with the people in the queue.
Yeah. Also, Gig also just confirmed they still do sometimes.
I have no idea.
Yeah, and that's a huge thing. Like the stormtroopers walk around and
Who are the white guys?
yeah. But they also do that in the Tomorrowland of Disneyland a lot. You'll have stormtroopers walking around pretending to be on military exercises or whatever, and Darth Vader will show up and tell them to stop being idiots and go do their work or whatever. Yes, it's really funny.
You know what's great? The Green Army Men.
Yes, I love the Green Army Men because they do everything the stormtroopers do, but theatrically because they can't talk.
Yeah.
That's the best. I love it.
Are the Green Army Men from Toy Story? Is
Yes.
that who
Yeah.
They do. So during Wine and Dine Half Marathon, they have a position where there's Green Army Men, like around like mile 7, yelling at you, like
Really?
you can go faster, drop and give me 20, like you can move. So they do talk in that one instance when they're yelling at the runners to get their asses.
I don't know if they still do this, but they used to have a show, kind of like a street show type of thing, like Citizens of Hollywood, where they would have a Green Army Men like truck go around. They were all in there, and they would do like a performance type of thing, and they would get kids around to interact. And I know that they talk during that, but when they're just signing autographs, I don't believe that they do.
Yeah, no, they don't. I think it's only during shows and things.
Yeah, and I think that was like a pre-recorded thing that when it was during the race.
Yeah. I think they still do that show, Darren. I think I
Oh,
remember
really?
seeing it. I don't know. I think I remember seeing it last August, which was
I'm talking like 10 years ago was the last time I saw it.
Really? Okay, I think I saw it last August. I'm not sure. I might be thinking about another time. Who knows? And
Doesn't
there's
help that the last
Craig
time I was
calling
in
you a
Hollywood
disgrace,
Studios,
Spectra.
it was,
I'm a disgrace. Oh,
Yeah.
for the Green Army Men
Yeah,
comment?
no,
or
for the White Army Men
guys?
stormtroopers. Yeah, that comment.
No, Austin Geek, not Countdown to Fun. It was like it's its own thing, kind of like Citizens of Hollywood, or like just characters that would like walk around and like do some sort of like street performance.
I remember they were in the motorcade thing too.
Yeah, this was like a standalone
Yeah,
thing.
I know what you're talking about. But yes, that's that. Now
Speaking of marathon,
okay.
Jeremy, you signed up for the marathon. Is that news of today?
I signed up for Expedition Everest yesterday,
Fun.
Yes.
which is the last Expedition Everest, and I think it's because there's going to be some sort of Star Wars race coming to Disney World next May to coincide with the fact that the Star Wars weekends go on at that time. So they
All
think
right.
that it's going away for that.
That's pretty cool. All right, so now we're going to talk about. We were on the topic of Star Wars, and we're going to go back to talking about Star Wars for a little bit. Kind of Star Wars, but it's more. There's huge things coming to Disneyland. Huge things. Some of which we know is actually happening, and some of which is highly, highly rumored. No, legit, there is not a Star Wars announcement tomorrow for DL. There's a big DL meeting, and we'll put it that way. But everything that's going to go down in that is rumored. I'm going to read excerpts from a
It's also private. It's a meeting.
Yes, it's also a private...
It's not press release. There's a difference between the two.
Yes, and no, you did not just say that, Jay. You say something different.
There's
So
a big difference between meeting and announcement.
yes. So we're going to talk a little bit about this this meeting that's going on. So Michael... I'm gonna say his name wrong. Call Glazer, I guess is how you say his name. Michael Call Glazer.
Let's go with it.
Yeah, he is the Disneyland Resort president, and he's going to be addressing a lot of the DCA managers, and they're going to be announcing what's happening at the California resort. Once again, internal presentation. They're going to have a public media announcement on Friday, not tomorrow. And what's going to be in there and what's not going to be in there, we'll see. In terms of what we actually know is going on, some of this is all gossip and stuff, but here's the deal.
Most of it is.
Yes. What we're pretty sure is that there's going to be huge Frozen things coming to DCA. Whether you like it or not, it's happening. Probably. So... Frozen is going to basically take over the backlot area of DCA. Okay, here's the sad part. Muppet Vision, which closed on November 1st, is probably going to go away for a time. Whether this will be permanent or temporary, we don't know. It seems to be permanent. So Muppet Vision 3D is going to be replaced by... for the first time in forever, a musical sing-along, everyone's favorite, especially Diva Disney. And it's going to be similar to the Fantasyland theater shows that they do currently. And the Muppet Vision Theater is going to be rebranded to the Crown Jewel Theater, and is opening on the 20th.
Okay, so
let's talk about that.
Yes,
I'll move on after that.
I think this secures the safekeeping of Muppet Vision in Hollywood Studios.
Do you think so?
Yes, so this is going to be like a Mr. Toad Country Bear Jamboree type of situation, right? Where they give one park one thing and the other park gets the other thing.
Okay.
That way they don't have to completely eliminate or double up on an attraction.
Right.
So what they did was Disneyland and Magic Kingdom both had Mr. Toad's Wild Ride and Country Bear Jamboree.
And they got rid of one at Disney World, got rid of one at Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
That would still both be there. Okay, I got it.
That way they both had this classic attraction. And people are going to protest, completely obliterating Muppet Vision because, it was Jim Henson's final project and it's historic and it's a big thing, it still draws a crowd.
Now, someone thinks that after Muppet Vision goes, well, Muppet Vision's gone, but after this Frozen thing goes, there might be a new Muppet show. Not Muppet Vision 3D, because it is kind of dated. The technology is kind of dated. And so there's speculation there might be an actual new show for that. Mad Tea Party's already gone, Pi.
Yeah, what was that, last week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so right next door to the Muppet Vision Theater, or what was previously the Muppet Vision Theater, which is Stage 17, is being remade into Olaf's Snowfest, everyone's favorite. It's basically the snow playground that we had at the Frozen Summer Fun. Basically, Disney's like, oh wow, Frozen Summer Fun worked, let's make it permanent. Olaf Snowfest is, you can have Olaf meet and greet, you can play in the snow, and then there's air conditioning. So you better believe that that's the place to hang out when it's 90 degrees, and you want to cool off. So,
do we think that... Oh, sorry.
So go ahead. What are you saying?
Well, I just around all this announcements, do you think that there's going to be anything tomorrow or Friday about the 60th that's coming up? Because we haven't really been hearing much about that.
I'm thinking so. I'm thinking they might go a little bit more into detail about what's going on for the 60th. In fact, there might be something in this article. Let's see if we get down there. We'll see. And also, it's basically going to be, there's going to be a pager for you to meet Olaf, similar to the Santa thing we were talking about, and similar to Dumbo, which we were also talking about last week. The Dumbo and Santa pager system, where you can go and you can play in the snow, and then your pager will come off when it's time to go meet Olaf. And so I think it's a really good idea.
Yeah.
It's also practical use to keep down the wait times.
Yes, I think it's actually a good idea. Once again, we did talk about last week. So Anna and Elsa are moving to the Disney Animation building. When they have all the stuff, they have the animation thing, they have the walkthrough thing, and so on and else can be moving there. There was a rotating meet and greet area in there, character close up, I want to say is what it was called. That's what it's called? Let me check. Yep, character close up. And this was originally for rotating meet and greets, and now just going to be Frozen instead, because why not? And then we have a new show replacing Mad Tea Party called Freeze the Night, which is, once again, Frozen. Apparently this is going to be at the 60th anniversary, this Freeze the Night thing, and then Paint the Night, which is coming to Disneyland in May.
So is Freeze the Night an actual stage show, or is it just kind of a rebranding of what the Mad Tea Party is?
It is, to quote my chat, it is a new cocktail-fueled dance party that will replace the Mad Tea Party.
Yeah,
okay.
It's exactly
basically the same thing, except Frozen instead of Mad Tea Party.
Can we bring back Flynn's?
That's what Bradley would want. But I don't know. I don't think so. No, probably no. Unless they make more Tron movies, which I don't know if they will. How did the most recent Tron movie do?
I think it was okay received.
It wasn't amazing, but it wasn't bad. It was good enough to justify Disney doing anything with it.
Yeah, so probably not.
So the good part about the Frozen stuff we're getting into now is Frozen's been out for a year, so Walt Disney Imagineering has now had time to do things.
Yeah.
They've now had the ability to plan things out instead of just gluing cutouts of Olaf to popsicle sticks and handing them out.
That was pretty awful. Gotta admit. There's one more Frozen thing.
It's a shame. It's a shame. They could do so much with Frozen if they didn't just have the marketing and accounting team at the necks of WDI.
There's one more Frozen thing. So
Maelstrom.
Yeah. So the Storybook Land Canal boats have not received an update since Agrabah came in. And so now apparently a Frozen feature is going to be installed into that ride. So, yeah.
That's the kind of thing that I think it makes total sense in terms of expanding Frozen to the parks. That's a multi-picture kind of thing.
Right.
It's just this, what sort of Darren alluded to is this slap. They spent a year slapping stuff on, and so it was kind of if they had some sort of deliberate plan and big things in place, you wouldn't have to be seeing it everywhere you turned around in kind of a phoning it in way. So, but that totally makes sense to me. That
it's gonna start. Frozen's gonna start phasing itself out, right? Nothing that's been done so far is permanent. Everything has this ability to kind of be moved out when its time is done, and then we'll see the more permanent stuff come in when the ideas really start flowing, like the Maelstrom overlay. That's something that WDI sat down on and they planned out and they strategically thought out how they're going to do it. And you'll be able to tell the difference between something that's designed for longevity and something that's designed for, a summer a package.
Yeah. Now, W2 said he finds that Disneyland has avoided the Frozen frenzy more than Walt Disney World. And while, yes, this is evidently true, I think what's going on is DCA is going to do Frozen much better than Hollywood Studios did. Because, one, they're getting a larger budget. And two, the whole idea of this Frozen thing is apparently to keep everyone who's going to the park happy while there's going to be a huge winter refurbishment schedule this year. Because we have so many things going on for the 60th anniversary coming up in May.
Yeah.
And also, they're getting a larger budget to do this with, so I think it's going to, yes. And legit, if you're changing to USO from Disney because of Frozen, I think you get a little narrow mind there. Just because of Frozen, yeah. And oh wow, in this article they actually do cite the possibility of the Frozen sing-along staying through 2015 and then a new Muppet Vision show coming. Which I didn't even think about the prospect of a new show. I wouldn't be too torn up about a new show. A new Muppet show?
Disney fans, especially the ones on Twitter, get very nervous when you say new and improved, because
I'm aware.
WDI has had a history of saying new and improved, and then people are like, this isn't good. Journey to Imagination. Test Track. Space Opera. Anything else.
Finding Nemo at Living Seas.
Yeah.
That's why. But there are things that Disney does well. Like I just came off the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and it is like it's so amazing that it's beyond. And I wish it was longer. I walked off cheering like this is Walt Disney Imagineering at its best, and I was kind of like, okay, maybe Maelstrom Improvement will be something because this organization has the capability to do something good. And then the next day we were at Epcot, and I went on that Living Seas with Nemo, and I was like, damn it, no, they won't. They won't do it. They won't do it well.
Well, keep in mind which one of those is newer. The
That's
good
true.
one or the bad one? The good
I know,
one,
but Test Track's not that old. Although, I don't have too many issues with Test Track.
Track's pretty good.
I like
think.
Test Track.
Yeah.
I think, no matter however you slice it or dice it, Test Track just doesn't belong in Future World. It never has. It just doesn't make sense there. The idea of testing a car.
Back the way it was.
Testing a car, what does that have to do with the future?
Well, I think the idea is it's showing the technology that goes into a lot of
But that's current day stuff. So
there's lots of current day stuff there as well.
Well, yeah, I'm saying that both versions don't belong there.
Yeah, but we don't have solar and wind powered cars yet.
I guess, yeah.
So I do think that there's an element of them. They're pushing it forward.
Okay.
Well, also some of the way that the car designs are, it's very futuristic and sleek, and the sim track idea, that's it's not too far in the future, but the way of doing things through simulators rather than big crash courses and stuff, it is the way of the future.
Right. I do. Think
being able to
legally, I think legally they're always going to have to do the real things because But whatever. Yes, I got it. I get what you're saying.
Being able to test things through data collection and just formulas, that's the way of the future. It's not this crazy thing that we all envision of virtual reality car testing. It's what it is. It's just data collection and formulas.
So we got more to go on this Mice Chat rumor article. So
Mice Chat keeping us busy tonight.
Yeah, I know. They got this
and they're right a lot of the time.
They have, yeah.
In the long run, Mice Chat has a pretty good history of being right.
Mice Chat's normally pretty good. And this is a huge article with so much stuff that some of it's bound to be right.
Last year, their Star Wars update to Disneyland Tomorrowland got a lot of steam.
It did.
Still waiting for it.
But okay, I guess we'll skip to that, I suppose.
Is that in this article?
Yes.
They're following up a whole year later.
Yes.
I remember talking about that one of the first episodes last year.
Here's the deal. It appears that what's going to go on instead... I'm surprised you haven't heard of this, Darren. So, what happened was... they were talking about the whole Tomorrowland thing, and apparently that's been put on the back burner. And instead, Toontown is being eyed. Now...
Really?
To quote Mice Chat, they're talking about Toontown cast members are getting colorful new costumes, which they'll only get to wear for about 18 months, as the Star Wars project is currently planned to kick off and bulldoze Toontown before the 60th anniversary celebration ends in 2016. And that's how it ends. That's how this article ends. And then it has a little, 2 sentences of closure, that's it.
Wow.
So apparently Toontown, according to this rumor, will be bulldozed and replaced by a Star Wars land. And apparently we're getting an announcement of this maybe this week, if not this year. And maybe that will be part of the huge domestic Star Wars announcement that Bob Iger promised us for this year.
Why wouldn't they put Frozen in the back of Fantasyland at Disneyland and put Star Wars at California Adventure?
That makes sense. I was just about to say that. That makes perfect sense.
Yes. Actually, I don't know. I think Star Wars at California Adventure is stupid. I also think Frozen at California Adventure is stupid. I think neither of them should be there. I think it should be more, California Adventure stuff.
Well, that's true.
Yes.
Wait, are you trying to tell me Arendelle isn't in California?
No more than it's in Norway.
Apparently it's in Norway and California at the same time, so I don't know.
Hey, let's just throw it in Florida, too.
Yeah.
Tokyo might want it.
Whatever. So...
make a bunch of
Star
different
Wars
pieces.
is a movie. Movies are like made in California.
Frozen's
So is
also
Frozen.
Okay.
Star Wars is fantasy just as much as Frozen is fantasy, so it holds up that
But
way.
DCA was kind of like the Hollywood studios over in California.
Right, yes.
Like that's the justification.
Part of it's a
that.
studio park, and then the rest of
Yeah.
it's like, oh, we can get away with making part a studio park because California. The end.
Right, because what about the Muppets' California Adventure?
Right.
Or The Little Mermaid?
Yes.
Cars.
I think the Muppets one is much better than Little Mermaid because Muppets, yeah, they kind of have deviated from the whole California thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say
Have any of the parks stuck to their plans?
fully Magic Kingdom,
Animal Kingdom?
Animal
Maybe.
Kingdom, Magic Kingdom.
Pandora? Yeah, okay, that's
Okay,
real.
actually, no, it's
Those
true.
are animals,
So Magic
okay.
Kingdom. Final answer.
Magic Kingdom, Walt Disney World. That's the only one.
Well, I guess all Disneylands you could say, because all it's really about is imagination and all that kind of. You could say Disneyland can never be not concurrent with its theme unless they stop developing it.
I mean, the
In which
theme
case it's
of
done.
all Magic Kingdom parks are just theme park.
Right.
Like that's the general theme. You know, they got the sub themes. So as long as they stick to the sub themes, which Walt Disney World's Tomorrowland has deviated from, Stitch, Carousel of Progress, everything else.
Where else are you gonna put Carousel of Progress though?
I don't know, a museum.
I guess. But then people are seeing it for free, Darren.
Walt
Yeah.
was
You
don't
responsible
understand.
for originally putting that in Tomorrowland, so I will take it.
See, you have your rides like Carousel of Progress and Horizons.
Buzz Lightyear.
No, I'm talking like the timeline kind
Yeah,
of
the
rides.
classic. Yeah.
So like World of Motion,
Stitch is great.
Horizons, and Carousel of Progress. That's what I was alluding to, WG. Thank you. We like those three timeline kind of rides. You can't just stick them in Tomorrowland because they go into the past, and Future World same way. So I think they've kind of taken liberty with Tomorrow. It kind of goes into Tomorrow, and Carousel of Progress at the time went into Tomorrow, which is now the past. You know,
They got a nice
who doesn't have a
Oculus
car
Rift.
phone? That car phone reference is still in there for whatever
Yeah.
reason. I don't know. Yes.
The attraction needs an update, but the attraction's concept itself isn't out of place there. Whereas I think Star Wars is completely out of place no matter what you do with it in
Buzz
Fantasyland.
is out of place. Stitch is out of
Oh my god, I
place.
keep doing it.
I mean, the Space Mountain might even be considered out of place.
Why? Tomorrowland, there's a spaceport and you travel through space with
You
transit.
could travel through space anywhere. And
Darren.
and public space transport isn't something that's too far in
to
the
the
future.
extent that okay, and there was a point at which Tomorrowland was where? Set in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was then changed.
So I'm just saying, you know,
And no, I don't
the
think-
attractions
I don't-
need to be updated, rethemed, you know.
There
kinda-
isn't going to be anything of the extent of Space Mountain as a spaceport and commercial space travel because there's nowhere to go right now. I don't know if you realize there's no humans anywhere else. There's nowhere for us to travel. You go out and you come right back home.
We're getting close.
We're getting close, but we got quite a few years. Anyway, back to this
I'm just trying to
article.
plan for long term.
Back to this article because you made me skip to the end.
Back to the article, they're gonna start updating everything to Windows Vista.
Yeah.
Updating it.
So we knew of this already. Apparently, Soren's update is going to be talked about. Soren the World is what this article is calling it. Soren the World is what they're calling it, and that's going to be opening at Shanghai Disneyland in 2016. And then Bob Iger said that he was going to open the park in November 2015. That doesn't seem like it's happening with the current state of things over in Shanghai, so we think it's going to be happening sometime in 2016. And after it opens in Shanghai, it's going to open the domestic parks as well, with our new 4K digital, new audio, in-theater effects, whatever, Soren stuff.
I think California should.
Stay California.
Yeah, it should
Yes.
it should get its own film again.
I think it should just stay California, maybe make it 4K.
Yeah, I'll definitely update it, but
Yeah.
keep the concept the same. And Epcot, it makes sense to have it around the world, even though it's in the wrong area of the park, but that's a story for a different day.
Yeah, but I think Soarin' over California should stay Soarin' over California. Soarin' in Epcot should be Soarin' the World, because that makes sense for Epcot.
So in the future, because it's in Future World. Can we all come into agreement that the dividing line of Future World and World Showcase is completely gone now?
More or less, I think some parts of Future World do actually go back to the to that theme. But anyway, let's go back, to the article. It's not getting off track.
The line's still there, but it's kind of like a squiggly line now. It's not like a straight divide. It's kind of like,
awesome.
Maybe.
Okay.
Cut out this part.
So also, apparently the entire Condor Flats area, not only will the ride be getting a thing, but the entire Condor Flats area is going to make a more, post-war era, beginning of jets kind of thing. Because right now it looks like the 1990s. So that's going to be changed and to make more, more better. More better.
More better.
More better.
You could have just said better.
No, more better.
More redundant. Better. It's already better.
Redundancy is awesome.
Oh, Carousel of Progress is getting a refurb, according to Awesome Geek 21. Weighing in.
Yeah. Okay, anyway. Luigi's Flying Tires, which we already know is closing in 2015 because just the boring, stupid idea that didn't work in the 70s and doesn't work now. So they're getting...
What are you talking about? They added the beach balls. Of course it works.
Shut up. And so apparently they're closing that in February, and they're having an entirely new ride, which apparently is going to be called Luigi's Festival of the Dance, or that's the working title at least. You're going to zip around in Wi-Fi controlled dancing cars.
Okay. Next.
All right. So World of Color. Which we played the pre-premiere audio of during the
pre-show audio.
Yes. And it's going to get a huge refurbishment, apparently, because Paradise Pier is going to be drained this winter. Did not know that one.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're going to fix the infrastructure, upgrade the infrastructure in...
More flames.
This is surprising. I saw World of Color in September, and I thought to myself, I can't believe what good condition this ride is still in, or this attraction is still in after 4 or 5 years. Like every fountain seems to be working, all the lights I was like, there's a lot of stuff out there that can go wrong, and it was in great condition.
It's every day for 5 years straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, Awesome Geek.
And they also run it in the day. They have the Goofy Symphony thing.
Yeah.
Awesome Geek, if you got that script, I'll take it. Apparently, Awesome Geek says he'll give me the apparently revised Carousel of Progress script. So I'll take that, sure. Apparently, according to Mice Chat, meanwhile, there's plenty more coming to Disneyland that Michael won't be allowed to mention on Thursday. ... So apparently, WDI wants to. This is no secret. WDI wants to upgrade and remake all 5 of the classic Walt-era dark rides in Fantasyland for the 60th anniversary. This is something that we know about. Alice in Wonderland happened for the most part. However, they were going to add the projection face animatronics in Alice in Wonderland, but they were purposely held back at the last minute.
Have you seen what the projection face animatronics look like if you take a picture with Flash?
Yes, they're not meant to be taking pictures with Flash.
They're just black.
They look scary.
They're just black heads. It's hilarious.
Yes.
I know the Buzz one doesn't do that, but in Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, they're just black heads.
Yes. I think it's the lighting, maybe. I don't know. So apparently Peter Pan is going to get the most attention and funding for this. And it's closing in January for several months. And Mr. Toad's also going to get that. They're going to be using digital mapping, projection effects, all the digital stuff. And Snow White and Pinocchio will be the last ones. Even though Tony Baxter worked on upgrading Snow White a little bit a few years ago. So
I was really hoping there would be a projection show at Epcot on Spaceship Earth.
Matterhorn's getting another upgrade because apparently the refurbishment, with the new sleds, the new awful sleds that that they put in 2013, which was the reason why I couldn't ride it when I was there. They're closing it in January for another upgrade. One, focusing on a new abominable snowman animatronics. Maybe they can give Everest the old one. To replace the 1978 ones.
So just put it right next to it.
Yep, so yeah, I guess.
2 Yetis.
New Harold, and they're fixing some cosmetic things and special effects as well.
Did you see someone did a Photoshop where they said they were going to add that frozen Arendelle castle to the side of the Matterhorn? Did you happen to see that on Twitter?
Didn't. No.
Oh, I'll see if I can find it and retweet it. It was great. It had me very scared for a minute.
I'm sure it looked really realistic, but I bet it would have been a lot funnier if it was terribly cropped. It's kind of, facing there, kind of crooked.
Disney releases new concept art. It's that'd be great.
I mean, that's the way most of us have viewed this Frozen stuff so far, where they're just copying and pasting Olaf everywhere. I like Frozen, and I like the idea of putting Frozen in places, but do it right. Don't just copy and paste the castle onto the Matterhorn.
Right. Apparently, also, there's going to be a new cast members only full-service Starbucks. I think there is one already? Yeah, there is. Recently, this is a new cast member only full-service Starbucks behind the Harbor House entrance, which is a cast member entrance, which is pretty cool. Because it's much. What?
WDW now? Are we back at Magic Kingdom now?
No, this is Disneyland. Yeah. So I'm sure the WDW cast members hope this comes to them too, because apparently it's much better than the cafeteria that they used to have there. So yes, stay caffeinated, my friends. I guess. Like Dos Equis, yeah. So yeah, I'm drinking apple cider. I have a nice 24 ounces of apple cider.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
I like Pie the Math Guy. OMG, they should do a Photoshop of Olaf as the Yeti on Everest.
Right.
That would be terrifying.
Yeah. Well, Awesome Geek, there already are guest Starbucks at Disneyland, but the cast members, when they're for the backstage ones, they did not have one, but now they do. It's a full service Starbucks too. So it's the same one that you'd walk into, wherever you live. So yeah, that's that. And yes, that's all about that story. That took us a good 40 minutes to talk about. Good job. Oh, by the way,
none of that was on what I had.
Caleb Bird, he's our executive producer this week for his donation of a whole $1.
Wow.
Yep.
Thanks.
100 cents. You could just pay for 20% of our website this month, Caleb. Good job.
Paying for the rest of it would be Spectro Radio. Go check out Spectro Radio, spectroradio.us.
That's right.
Darren,
24/7 Disney music.
Point to your right, but on level with your shoulder. No, Spectra, point up. Point up, Spectra. There you go.
Oh, is that the sign?
That's the logo. Yes, it's in the middle of all of us. There you go, pretty much.
SpectroRadio.us, 24/7 Disney music. If you don't know Spectro Radio by now, what's wrong with you?
Exactly. You should, because he's been here for the past 48 minutes. So, if you haven't thought, who's that guy? And then read the link below you, it says Spectro Radio, and clicked on it, you're like, oh, okay. So, yes, that's that. What else
There
we
was
got?
an interesting piece of news I read today.
Oh, let's go.
The OC Register was reporting that Disneyland no longer just the happiest station on Earth.
Station? The happiest station on Earth.
That's you. Jeez. Try not to be so conceited.
So narcissistic now. The happiest place on Earth. Instagram announcing today their top 10 most Instagram locations. Disneyland in California was number 1.
Ooh,
so
really?
Distinction for Disneyland.
Was Spectro Radio Studios?
It was number 4 actually.
Oh.
Yes. So they made sure to say that this does not mean it was the most photographed place on Earth, but it was the most Instagram place where people actually tagged it.
Right.
So
yeah, I think that's true.
Make sure you're tagging your photos, people, so we can get an accurate read next year.
Do you know what percentage? Did they mention if Instagram released or Facebook released what percentage of people tag their photos, or what percentage of photos are tagged.
That would be a interesting statistic to know from a company standpoint.
That would be interesting to know.
I'm sure they have it because they know how many pictures they
sorry.
have, and they know how many of them have tags in them.
Yeah, they didn't say what percent it is, but they just listed the top 10, and nothing from Disney World made the top 10 list.
Look at that. That's interesting because it has more people.
Yes.
So
Indeed it does.
interesting thing. So I was playing. In the past week, I downloaded and deleted Trivia Crack, and I was playing some Trivia Crack, right? And
Playing your girlfriend right now.
yeah, I only got, they're all community generated questions, right?
Yeah.
And I got one question that was just horribly wrong. The question was, what is the most visited tourist attraction in the world? The correct answer? The Eiffel Tower.
Okay,
And-
so this
Correct.
is what I don't understand. How exactly do you gauge how many people have been to a tourist attraction that has no turnstile gate?
That's
Because what constitutes as visiting it? Just
yeah.
walking by it? Like, there's no real way to gauge a public icon.
yes. Now,
Well, are they only measuring the people who pay to go up?
I don't know. But here's
Yeah,
the deal.
see?
Here's the deal. That's obviously not the right answer, right? Now, here we go. Here's
Can
the
you
close
refute
one.
the answers?
Now let me tell you.
Well, even in Europe, Disneyland Paris is the most visited tourist attraction.
Yes,
don't we?
exactly. That's how I knew it was
So
wrong.
It can't be the number one in the world.
I was looking at them like, okay, well, I know it's not the Eiffel Tower because Eiffel Tower isn't the most
that why you
visited in
deleted
France. No, it wasn't.
You're like,
but
I
like,
can't
Eiffel Tower is number 38 of all time of everything. So, that says something. And so I forgot what the questions were, but the correct answer wasn't even there. So what do you think the correct answer is?
Walt Disney World.
No.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that depends on what you. Some lists. This was also a problem I had with the question. It had. I think it said.
Are we considering Walt Disney World as one attraction?
Exactly. Because it had Magic Kingdom and then in parentheses Disney World, and I'm like, but you can't do that.
Well, are they giving you so that you know where it is, and they're actually just referring to the Magic Kingdom?
Maybe, I don't know, but that wasn't right. But keep in mind the correct answer was Eiffel Tower, and yes, obviously it's not the right answer. We know that's not the right answer. The correct answer, actually, for single destination is the Las Vegas Strip. However, if you combine
That's
all the
another
Walt
thing.
Disney
How do you
World,
gauge who goes there?
I don't know how they do it. There's just multiple studies and multiple articles. Here's sources on this thing. I don't know where they get it from. Oh, there's .gov websites in here. I don't know.
That it's important. Huh?
Yeah. So
I'm gonna go buy up Darren.gov.
I don't think you can.
I can do what I want.
I don't think a civilian can just be like,
I mean,
"Hi, can I have a
you're
.gov?"
not supposed to buy a .us without filling out a bunch of paperwork. But there are 2 people in this call that have done it.
That's true.
That's true.
That's very true.
Stretcherated.us, 20%.
I
All right, how does it feel to be the only one in the call that doesn't own a .us?
I own a .ninja. I own a
does it
.ninja.
feel?
Does that count? I own RyanHeck.ninja.
That's a terrible domain.
Why? I don't know. The name.com was like, "Hi, $5." I'm like, "Yes,"
I applied for swagyolo.nyc.
and you didn't get it.
Didn't get it because I don't live in New York City.
Okay.
They're very specific about that. They're like, Long Island, not New York City. Bye bye.
Okay. So yeah, I got RyanHeck.ninja and I have RyanHeck.net.
Fun fact: DisneyChris.com owns DisneyChris.com.
Who would have thought about that?
So, Darren, does that mean that you are saying that you own DisCast.us over? It's not a partnership over Ryan.
Darren's
No, I just made the
account
purchase
owns
of the domain
Yeah.
name.
I think he purchased it and didn't fill out anything.
Got it.
Unless he secretly was brainwashed in his sleep to fill out paperwork.
Yeah, I'm assuming you didn't fill out the paperwork either. You just bought it because it was cheaper.
What, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cheaper. And SpectreRadio.com is taken.
Oh yeah, we went over this, didn't we? I think you and I when we were on a.
Yeah, I wasn't here for that.
Yeah.
So here's why it's cheaper, because there's paperwork you're supposed to fill out for it, and people don't want to fill out the paperwork, so there's more of them available.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fun fact. That's why.
There was a big shakeup in leadership at the resorts, and
Yes, there was. Yeah. Pretty much the whole idea was Disneyland. Sorry, not Disneyland. Grand Floridian and the Polynesian shared a manager. And so they split that up so they both have dedicated people. And they also create a new position of the leader of Deluxe Resorts.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they're kind of getting more attention.
If they're making, we discussed this a while ago. Something about the profit that the resorts are making, and how we were discussing how we were assuming that they were down, that there were more open rooms, and the fact that they're splitting up leadership and hiring more managers. I guess that means, well, not managers, but people in charge. I guess that means that they are making money, or else they wouldn't be hiring more people. Or they're not making money and they want to hire people to juggle things up.
ProMiner sent me the Arendelle Castle picture.
I would not have speculated that sales are down at the resorts. They've been building more and more and more.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd have seen some sort of stagnation in terms of construction.
Which could have been why there was all the recent construction of the deluxe resorts. We were saying that we knew definitely that value resorts were up, but there was no numbers or anything given about deluxe resorts, and we thought that if they were up, Disney would have mentioned something about that.
And I also they just built a Four Seasons, which you would consider high end. So I would think Four Seasons would be pretty stupid to build a high end resort if Disney couldn't sell their own. It's interesting though that there's nothing really happens with the moderate resorts. Like, what goes on there? Like, we haven't seen a new one in quite a while, have we?
They make money and they justify the ones that exist. You know what it is? It's just that market of in the middle. People are either going to pay a lot or they're going to pay a little. There's no in between. And value resorts aren't much cheaper than moderate resorts.
That's true.
So, I guess that they're going to be they're combining categories as far as construction goes. Like, I would consider at least the nicer end of Art of Animation. I would consider that a moderate resort because it is priced higher up there than any other value resort.
Well, I think this is a problem. Like, I don't find that there is much difference in terms of the size of the room or the size of the bed between a moderate and I don't think there is much value difference between the two.
Which could be why they've been phasing them out.
Yeah.
Maybe they do want to streamline them to the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's all I got. You guys?
Star Wars 2015.
Star Wars 2015. Is that all?
Star Wars 2016.
Star Wars 2016. How about 2017?
More construction.
Got it. All right, guys. Want to give us the outro, Darren?
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for joining us today on this fabulous Wednesday in December. Ryan, by the way, I won't be here next week.
Okay. Thank you
guys for watching. We shall see you all next time.
Thank you for telling me that live. Good night, everyone.